Hello and welcome. Today I'd like to guide you through Chandra Namaskar or Moon Salutation. And for this sequence I have blocks at either end of my yoga mat. You're welcome to use the blocks. And if you don't have four like I do, two at one end and then move them and use them at the other end when the time comes to change directions, that works really well as well. All right. When you're ready, come to mountain pose at the left end of your yoga mat with your feet hip joint distance apart, toes pointed forward. Once you're standing here in mountain pose, exhale and fold your hands to Anjali Mudra, the Sila offering. Receive a nice full inhalation. Exhale, release your hands down. And inhale to sweep your arms all the way up to the sky and bring them together in temple mudra, fingers interlaced, index fingers pointing to the sky. As you exhale, curl back into a standing back bend. Inhale to rise up. Exhale and lean over to your left into a crescent moon. And inhale to rise back up. And as you exhale, lean over to your right into another crescent moon. And then inhale to rise back up. Take a nice and deep breath as you step out to the right and angle out your feet. Bend your elbows and bend your knees to come into goddess pose. And from this powerful position, reach up and out to shine brightly in a 5-pointed star. And from your 5-pointed star, turn your left toes in, turn your right toes out. Tip over to the side, bringing your right hand down to your shin, to the ground, or maybe to your yoga block. As you turn the front of your heart towards the sky and let your top arm reach up. If it feels safe and comfortable for your neck, you can look up at your top hand. Now bringing your gaze back down to your mat, lower your left hand. You can put your left hand on the block as well. And adjust your back foot to have it angled out maybe about 45 degrees. Square off your hips. Get tall through your spine for Parsvottanasana or a hamstring stretch. Sometimes this is called pyramid pose. And from the pyramid pose, bend into your front knee and step back a little bit more with your back foot, and then lower your back knee down to come into a low lunge. Now, in this low lunge, you can keep your hands on your mat, on your blocks, or reach them up. Anjaneyasana. On your inhalation, bring your spine upright, your hands to heart center. As you exhale, bring your hands down to your mat and place them inside your front foot. Lift your back knee up and pivot with your back foot so that your toes are pointing towards the long edge of your mat. And keep your hands on the ground as you bend into your right knee for a variation of Skandasana. And this variation is a little bit friendlier for people who have knee issues. And then from there, you're going to pivot your right foot in, walk your hands all the way to the left, and pivot your left foot out, coming into your expression of Skandasana on the second side. Lift your hips up, walk your hands to frame your left foot, turning it to point right to the short edge of your mat, and spin onto the ball of your back foot, lowering your back knee down. You can use your bricks if you want to put your hands on your bricks. Keep them on the floor, or reach your arms up and over to come into Anjaneyasana. As you inhale, bring your spine upright, hands come home to heart center. Lower your hands to the floor or to your bricks. Lift your hips and step your back foot in a little bit. Heel comes down, toes are angled out about 45 degrees. And square off your hips. Get tall through your spine for pyramid pose. So from your pyramid pose, you can keep your left hand on your block. Bend into your left knee and pivot around so that your right toes point towards the long edge of your mat. Straighten your left knee, turn your heart towards the sky, and reach your right arm up towards the heavens. Now you can look up as long as that feels okay for your neck. And look forward or even down at the earth. And receiving a nice deep breath in, rise up. Angle your both feet out about 45 degrees into a 5-pointed star. As you exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knees, goddess pose. Take a big breath in as you reach up, and now step your left foot to meet your right. Sweep your arms all the way up. And as you exhale, curl to your right, crescent moon. Inhale to rise up. Exhale and curl to your left, another crescent moon. Inhale, rise up. As you exhale, curl back. And inhale to rise up. With an exhalation, bring your hands home to heart center. And so if you are using just 2 sets of blocks, they'll go at the far end of your mat to start with. And once you're standing at the right end of your mat, receive a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, release your hands down. Inhale, sweep your arms up into Temple Mudra. And then exhale to curl, curl back first. Standing back then. Inhale to rise up. Exhale and curl to your right. Inhale to rise. Exhale to your left. Inhale to rise up. Taking a big step out to your left. Angle out your feet. Bend your elbows and knees. Coming into goddess pose. Reach up and out, 5-pointed star. Now turn your right foot in to point towards the long edge of your mat. Turn your left foot out to point towards the short edge of your mat. Tip over to the left, coming into triangle with or without your blocks. And from your triangle pose, look down and bring your right hand to touch down. Adjust your back foot for Parsvottanasana. And with this one, if you choose to, you can take the formal pose. And so you can take your hands behind your back and bring them to the back of your heart. Straighten your front knee and bow. And then releasing your hands, bend into your front knee and sweep your arms forward and up. Hands can come to Temple Mudra here for Warrior One. As you inhale, rise up. On your exhalation, lower your fingertips to the inside of your front foot, turning those toes in slightly, and then pivot so that your right leg turns out completely to come into Skandasana. And so if your knees are problematic, stay up in the variation that we did before. Your hands can stay on the ground for support. You can bring your hands to an Anjali Mudra. And some of you might like to try binding. So you can bring your arm in front of your shin, wrap it around your back, wrap the other arm around your back and hold hands. To release, your hands come down in front of you. Lift your hips up and pivot all the way over to the other side so that you're in Skandasana with the right knee bent. The left leg turned out. Hands can be down. They can be in an Anjali Mudra. And you might like to try your hand at giving the bound variation a try. And then to release that, you can bring your hands down again. Bring them to frame your front foot as you lift around to come into Virabhadrasana 1. So here I'm going to bring my foot in, turn the toes out about 45 degrees, and then into my front knee. Sweeping arms forward and up, rise up, hands in the Temple Mudra. And the invitation, if you choose, is to curl back. With the straightening of your front knee, sweep your arms behind you. So I was able to bring my palms together. It might feel better for you to hold on to your elbows or your wrists. So choose which option is most easeful for you. And with a nice inhalation, look for space and lengthen your spine. And then exhale to fold forward. You can keep your spine level with the ground, or maybe even bow over your front leg. To rise up from Parsvottanasana, bring yourself up and release your hands. Sweep your arms out and bend into your front knee so you can adjust your back foot, toes pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Straighten your front knee, tip over into triangle pose. And when you're ready to come up, take a big breath in, rise up, angle both feet out about 45 degrees, 5-pointed star. And bend your knees and bend your elbows, coming into goddess pose. Let your weight drop down into your heel bones. Maybe press your knees a little bit wider if you can. Take a nice deep breath in as you rise up, and step your right foot to meet your left, sweeping your arms up overhead. Exhale to curl out to your left, and inhale to rise. Exhale to curl to your right, and inhale to rise. Exhale to curl back, and inhale to rise. And with your next exhalation, bring your hands home to your heart. And that's one full moon salutation. Thank you.